So you are here because you are struggling to get people to adopt your product, service, or website, correct? In this video, I'm going to share 5 actionable strategies to increase your product adoption rates and turn your users into long-term customers that give positive views and stick around to buy even more products from you over time. Friends, this is not theory, and I am providing real-world examples for each step to show you how this is done by the pros. Let's go. Step 1, you have to simplify your onboarding process. This helps users get up to speed very quickly on how to use whatever it is you're offering. This helps mitigate the problem of users who might feel confused or overwhelmed before they leave, which might cause them to leave before they even get started trying what you have to offer. Here's an excellent example of this. Look at Duolingo. Their onboarding process is super intuitive. You can just sign up, you can select a language, and within seconds, you're actually completing your first lesson. There's no unnecessary steps or distractions in how they designed this. This simplicity hooks users almost immediately and keeps them around. However, here's a pro tip. You need to consider letting users dismiss any onboarding tutorials. Some folks just want to jump in and start mashing buttons. They don't want to see your pop-ups, they don't want to see Clippy or anything like that. So just let them do it. I'm proposing still making an excellent onboarding process, just let them dismiss it. Another thing you have to consider, onboarding is not a suitable substitute for poor usability. If your product is already extremely easy to use and gets really high marks on usability and, guess what, learned ability, why do you need onboarding at all? Just a theoretical example. For these reasons, on the flip side, if your product is very difficult to learn and very difficult to use, no beautiful, elegant onboarding experience in the world is ultimately going to lead you to success. For these reasons include onboarding, but make sure it's dismissible so people could just jump right in and try using your product. And of course, make sure it's easy and learnable. So before we leave step 1, I implore you to ask yourself, is your onboarding as easy as it could be? Have you removed any friction? And are you guiding users with tooltips, video tutorials, or even an optional quick start guide? I encourage you to think hard about this because this could really help you. And once again, ingenious onboarding is still not a substitute for a product that is hard to learn and hard to use. Okay, step 2, show your users why your product solves their problem and do it fast. People don't have time to figure out how your product helps them. You need to make it crystal clear within minutes or even seconds if you can, either through words or some sort of demo, the value in your product, app, or service. If you dilly-dally here or drop the ball, the odds of them bouncing or not even try your product in the first place go up exponentially. One of the best examples I've seen this is Slack. So Slack came on the scene about 10 years ago or so, and they completely disrupted the remote communication world. They made direct messaging faster, easier, and more organized. So Slack did an excellent job of showing why they're so much better than existing communication tools. The moment you sign up, Slack shows new users how to create a channel, send their first message, and this immediately demonstrates the value of how simple it is to communicate with Slack. At this moment, light bulbs should be going off for any person who's used to Microsoft Teams or back in the day, Skype, where they start thinking, wow, that was so much easier. And Slack did a great job of providing their value within the first few minutes or seconds of experiencing their site. So as we leave step 2, I want you to think about your product. What is the one thing that delivers the most value, and are you demonstrating that with either words, videos, or demos in the right way? Step 3, behavioral nudges. Nudges can be your secret weapon. I say can, but there's a caveat, which I'll get to in a second. Nudges are these small, subtle prompts that encourage users to take the next step without feeling forced. For example, Netflix automatically starts playing a preview when you hover over it to watch a show. Now, normally, any video that autoplays is considered extremely poor site design because it's shocking, it's jarring. You're in a room and all of a sudden, something starts playing. But in this case, Netflix breaks that rule so people browsing many titles can get a small taste of what that movie is beyond just what the thumbnail is showing alone. While it might be a little annoying to have all these thumbnails autoplay, you can't deny it's very effective at getting users hooked to engage with the movie title, and this dramatically increases the chances that they'll hit play and watch the entire thing. Nudges can take the form of push notifications, emails, or even a phone call, but know that getting the cadence just right is key. Too much nudging will annoy and anger your users, but just the right amount will definitely keep your product top of mind and will be highly effective at getting them to engage with your product more often. As we exit stage 3, I want you to think about your product. Maybe your product could add progress reminders like you're 80% complete. Maybe your product could send helpful notifications to guide your users toward their next action. Think about the psychological phenomena called law of closure. Humans have an instinctive tendency to want to close the loop on things. That's why video games are so powerful. Complete the quest, level up your character, level up your weapons. Maybe your nudges could leverage law of closure by using the example I said. You're 80% complete, you're 20% complete, you're 30% complete. That way the nudge actually is valuable, not just please try our app today, 2 days later. Please try our app today, 2 days later. Please try our app today, 2 days later. I think you get the idea. Okay, step 4, you have to build trust with existing and new users with social proof. What is social proof? That is defined as testimonials or reviews, right? Now go back in time about 20 years ago. If you wanted to buy a product, let's say it was a physical product, you go into Costco, you really just looked at the packaging and you had to make a decision on what you saw. Do I want to buy this thing or not? Maybe a neighbor suggested it, maybe not. Reviews changed everything with this. Now people are less likely to buy anything unless there's reviews there to demonstrate why they should spend their dollar towards this thing. So of course, try to get reviews, but where I see people dropping the ball is they get reviews, they're not broadcasting it properly. Reviews and social proof has to go in the prime real estate of whatever you are offering. If it's a website landing page, it's got to go near the top. If it's a listing in an advertisement, it's got to go in the listing advertisement. But here's a pro tip for you. A lot of times it's very difficult when you're launching new products to start getting thousands of reviews, right? A testimonial can be extremely powerful and you really only need 1 or 2. Let's just say you have an honest testimonial and someone really liked your product, but you only have 3 positive reviews because you just launched and you're brand new. Put your testimonial front and center. Have a photo of that person if they're going to let you use it. Have them tell a short story that's digestible because, again, cognitive load, people aren't going to read anything that's too long, about why they used it, why they loved it, and why they recommend it for their friends. This way, if you don't have 500,000 positive reviews, boom, you've got the testimonial that can do the job now until you get those thousands of positive reviews. So here's an example how the pros do this very well. Airbnb nailed this with their reviews. Now, if you owned a property and you're renting it out, as people rent your property, if you kept it clean and you did not try to steal their deposit and you were very nice, they're going to give you more positive reviews. Now, these positive reviews can exponentially increase the adoption rate of people renting that property from you. However, here's the caveat. This is a double-edged sword. Negative reviews can also completely tank your business. So whatever you do, don't get negative reviews. And even 1 negative review can offset 10, 20, even 30 positive reviews. So I think you get my point. So as we exit stage 4, I want you to think about how can you add testimonials? How can you add heartfelt user stories about people who tried your product? If you have them, even live stats like 500,000 people have already signed up. These strategies will give your potential adopters high confidence in your product, and they're far more likely to engage and stick around with social proof, if social proof is in place. Finally, step 5, make sharing of your product ridiculously easy. Google P.T. Barnum. He said over 100 years ago that word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing, and he's still right today. Today, word of mouth does not have to just be literally people talking to each other on the bus or whatever, we now have social media. We have Insta-share buttons that we can use on our apps. We can instantly share articles, videos, what have you, so we can quickly share with our friends and family what we like about it or if we think they might like it. It doesn't have to be just a little share icon either. Think creatively here, folks. Think big. Look at Dropbox. Their referral program rewarded users with extra storage for inviting their friends. That simple strategy is legendary for doubling their user base in a very short amount of time. So as we wrap up stage 5, I want you to think about how you can do this. Maybe you create a referral program. Maybe you found a new way to make sharing super seamless. Maybe it's a one-click share. Maybe you can send an invite directly from your app, not just have someone share something through Facebook or whatever. So there you have it, 5 proven strategies to boost your product adoption rates. So let's recap. To increase product adoption rates, you should simplify the onboarding, highlight the core value of your service, use behavioral nudges, provide social proof, and make sharing extremely easy. Drop a comment letting me know which strategy you're excited to try first. I'd love to hear about your results. If you found this helpful, give me a like. If you want to see what makes me qualified to speak on this topic, just check out the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Jamie out.